Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Jaya Jagannatha Manadeva, Jai Shukra, Jaya Sudarshana, Jaya Gaurangi Bengurishvara Gaurangi Bengurishvara Gaurang, Jaya Nitai Chaitanya, Jaya Nitai Chaitanya, Nitai Chaitanya, Jaya Nitai Chaitanya. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Ananta Dev, Jaya Narasimha, Jaya Ananta Dev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya. जय ओम विष्णु पाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सर श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णु पाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सर श्री श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर श्री नवद्वीप धाम की जय। मथुरा धाम की जय। द्वारका धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा माई की जय, यमुना माई की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, तुलसी महारानी की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर भक्त प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna devotees, welcome for Iskcon Seshadripuram's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So today, let me share the screen. So today we will be discussing fourth chapter, fourth canto, fourth chapter, 11th and 12th verse. Let me read the verse. Devi uvacha na yasya loke asti atisayanaha priyas tata priyo deha brihatam priyatmanaha tasmin samastatmani mukta vairake rite bhavantam katamaha pratipayet. Word by word meaning. Devi uvacha, the blessed goddess said, na, not, yasya, of whom, loke, in the material world, asti, is, atisayanaha, having no rival, priyaha, dear, tata, so, apriyaha, enemy, deha bhritam, bearing material bodies, priya atmanaha, who is the most beloved, tasmin, towards Lord Shiva, Samasta Atmani, the universal being, Mukta Vairake, who is free from all enmity, Rite, except, Bhavantam, for you, Katamaha, who, Pratipayet, would be envious. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Blessed Goddess said, Lord Shiva is the most beloved of all living entities. He has no rival. No one is very dear to him. And no one is his enemy. No one but you could be envious of such a universal being who is free from all enmity. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 9.29, the Lord says, Samo aham sarva bhuteshu. I am equal to all living entities. Similarly, Lord Shiva is a qualitative incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, he has almost the same qualities as the Supreme Lord. Therefore, he is equal to everyone. No one is his enemy and no one is his friend. But one who is envious by nature can become the enemy of Lord Shiva. Therefore, Sati accused her father, no one but you could be envious of Lord Shiva or be his enemy. Other sages and learned Brahmanas were present, but they were not envious of Lord Shiva, although they were all dependent on Daksha. Therefore, no one but Daksha could be envious of Lord Shiva. That was the accusation of Sati. We look at the next verse. दोषान् परेषां हि गुणेषु साधवो गृह्णन्ति केचिन्न भवादृशोद्विज गुणांश्च फल्गुं बहुलीकरिष्णवो महत् महत्तमास्तेष्वि अविदत् भवान् अघम्. Word by word meaning. Doshan, fault. Paresham, of others. He, for. Guneshu, in the qualities. Sadhavaha, sadhus. Grihnanti, find. Kechit, some. Na, not. Bhavadrishaha, like you. Dvija, oh, twice born. Gunan, qualities. Cha, and. Palgun, small. Bahuli, Karishnavaha, Bahuli Karishnavaha, greatly greatly magnifies. Mahattamaha, the greatest persons. Teshu, among them. Avidat, find. Bhavan, you. Agam, the fault. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Twice born Daksha, a man like you, simply find fault in the qualities of others. Lord Shiva, however, not only finds no fault with others' qualities, but if someone has a little good quality, he magnifies it greatly. Unfortunately, you have found fault with such a great soul. Purport. King Daksha is addressed here by his daughter Sati as Dvija, twice born. Twice born refers to the higher classes of men, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas. In other words, a Dvija is not an ordinary man, but one who has studied the Vedic literature from a spiritual master and can discriminate between good and bad. Therefore, it is supposed that he understands logic and philosophy. Sati, Daksha's daughter, put before him sound arguments. There are some highly qualified persons who accept only the good qualities of others. Just as a bee is always interested in the honey in the flower and does not consider the thorns and colors. Highly qualified persons who are uncommon accept only the good qualities of others, not considering their bad qualities. Whereas the common man can judge what are good qualities and what are bad qualities. Among the uncommonly good souls, there are still gradations, and the best good soul is one who accepts an insignificant asset of a person and magnifies that good quality. Lord Shiva is also called Ashutosha, which refers to one who is satisfied very easily and who offers to any person the highest level of benediction. For example, once a devotee of Lord Shiva wanted the benediction that whenever he touched someone on the head, that person's head would at once be separated from his trunk. Lord Shiva agreed, although the benediction asked was not very commendable because the devotee wanted to kill his enemy. Lord Shiva considered the devotee's good quality in worshipping and satisfying him and granted the benediction. Thus, Lord Shiva accepted his bad qualities as magnificently good qualities. But Sati accused her father, "You are just the opposite. Although Lord Shiva has so many good qualities and no bad qualities at all, you have accepted him as bad and found fault with him. Because of your accepting his good qualities to be bad, instead of you are becoming the most exalted soul, you have become the most fallen." A man becomes the greatest soul by accepting the goodness of others' qualities, but by unnecessarily considering others' good qualities to be bad, you have become the lowest of the fallen souls. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadanti Swa Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tamsa Jeevam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate Gopesha, Gopika, Kanta, Radha Kanta, Namostute, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari, Rishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami, Hari Priye, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine, Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine, निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, Hare Krishna devotees, welcome for Iskcon Seshadripuram's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Thank you all for joining. So today's these two verses are from this a chapter called Sati Quits Her Body, and this is coming in the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is the fourth chapter, Sati Quits Her Body. So the background is you all would have been listening to the previous classes. So I will just try to give a very high level background. So there is this bit of enmity which Daksha is celebrating with Lord Shiva. There is a background earlier situation where there was some ceremonies which Daksha was conducting. And at that time, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and all the demigods had assembled there. This Daksha is not an ordinary person, is a very powerful person in so many ways. So therefore, he is considered very highly elevated, and everybody respects, including all the Devatas, Indra, Chandra, everybody respects him very highly. So at that point, where this ceremony was to be conducted, all of them had already assembled, including Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. And Daksha later walked in. When he walked in, because he is considered one of the most elevated persons, whatever, materially or in position, whatever, everybody got up and gave him respect. But Lord Brahma, being the head of the assembly and of course the topmost of the Devatas, he did not get up. So did Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is above all of these, even the demigods. So they did not get up. Somehow, this is the quality of some, what do you call, Daksha, that when everybody got up, he's not satisfied with that, but he's unsatisfied, but that these two devotees, particularly Lord Shiva, did not get up with respect to receive him. So he took offense to that and he abused Lord Shiva very badly, saying, this man, I would not have given my daughter to him. He's so bad. He's in the crematorium. He doesn't take bath. And so many such very hurting words he told to Lord Shiva. And that enmity continued. And later, this devotee, this person, Sati's father, he happened to perform one more yajna. In fact, there were two yajnas that he conducted. I think one is, I forget the name. To conduct that, there should be one preparatory yajna to be conducted. Therefore, there are two yajnas had to be conducted. And he was arranging for all that. And again, such a great personality that the entire universe comes for his yajnas. And there are people who do many times yajnas just to show their greatness. Yajnas or any spiritual. You will see these days even many people conduct a lot of pujas at their home. But if you really see, those pujas are to show that, how great devotees they are, or, show their pomp and glories, to magnify their, how they can conduct big, big things nicely, like that. So their focus is on only showing off that, rather than on the real devotional aspect of those festivals. We can see that very time people invite, oh, you please come to our home. But there, if you see, they are more interested in greeting people, while the yajna is going on. It's not about actually performing the yajna, but it is about showing off in nicely dressed, and so many things, nice place. So like this, these things happen, and this is not common even in the higher planetary system. So this is common even in higher planetary system. So it's happening. So he is performing a big one, and all these big devatas are coming, and naturally the daughter, women always have a soft corner for her parents. So, I mean, generally for our relatives, they are very emotionally bound with all the relatives, friends, like this. That is nature of women, like that. So she feels that I should go for this yajna. Then Lord Shiva wants her. No, he is not even invited me, and you are half of me. Lord Shiva has actually given half of his body to uh, Sati. It's like, no, he is even called Ardhanarishwara. That means he is half woman, Ardhanari, half woman. That means he is so kind and so loving that he said, okay, Sati, you are my better half. That's how we use the word, right? Better half. So you are half of me. So he says, therefore, when I am not respected, neither will you be if you go there also. So she places many arguments saying, no, no, it doesn't matter. Why do we need an invitation? After all, it is my parents. All that kind of logic she gives. I may as well visit. I will be received very well. There is no question of them not calling me. That is okay. All these things. But Lord Shiva, he is also, someone who can see the past, present, future. So he agrees. Okay, so he understands, and he says, no, it will not work. You don't go and get insulted badly like that. There are very bad consequences of your going there if you wish to go there. But she, nature, women, being women, that, that very soft heartedness does not bother the insults. I mean, in one sense, okay, it's okay, let me see what is there. And she has a desire to go and meet her sister, mother, all her friends, everybody. Typical, we see, right? No, let me go see they will be there, they will be there. You go to these marriages in today's context, they're all so happily going and mingling with all the other relatives, discuss about their, all their, whatever is happening in their family. So blissful they are, talking to their friends, relatives, mother, father. This is natural for very, very affectionate women are actually that way. So she has this mood, I want to just go and meet my parents and also all the other people. Lord Shiva cautions her, but she does not listen. She goes there. Having gone there, she is, of course, received very well by her mother and sisters. They are crying and they are feeling very awkward, very guilty that, this child has been left out while all the other daughters are called along with their husbands, and they are all honored nicely here by this, what's his name, Daksha, but not Sati and her husband, Lord Shiva. So she goes there and she's mindful. She's seeing everybody, all these people are respecting, but the other people are little hesitant to talk to her because they are afraid of Daksha. And of course, Daksha does completely ignores her. He does not even welcome her. He does not even show some kind of an affection towards his daughter. That really aggravates Sati. And this discussion, what we are talking, these two verses are in relation to Sati having gone through this situation is making her accusations of her father. So that is this context. So then that's what she says. The blessed goddess said, Lord Shiva is the most beloved of all living entities. He has no rival. No one is very dear to him, and no one is his enemy. And no one but you could be envious of such a universal being who is free from all enmity. And she further says, twice born Daksha, a man like you simply find faults in the qualities of others. Lord Shiva, however, not only finds no faults with others' qualities, but if someone has a little good quality, he magnifies it greatly. Unfortunately, you have found fault with such a great soul. So this is her accusation of Lord Shiva. So her quality also, okay, she is gone there, she is not received properly, uh, and that insult is there. But she is actually looking at it as Lord Shiva's insult, not her insult. So that's her greatness, her commitment to Lord Shiva, her husband. Um, and even if it is her own father, she is able to see things as they are, not getting colored uh, by the vested interest of, oh, he is my father, let it be. But she is looking at it as in a very neutral way to say that this is a very negative quality and here is a great personality, Lord Shiva, and how come that he is behaving like this towards him? So her anger in that way is more uh, uh, because Lord Shiva is disrespected, not that she is disrespected. So this is a great quality of Sati that we can actually see and appreciate. Now, Prabhupada in this verse is writing, Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. This is Lord Krishna's words in Srimad Bhagavad Gita 9.29. So he says, I am equal to everyone. I am neither favorable to anyone, neither am I considering anyone my enemy. So this is Lord Krishna's words. And Prabhupada writes, Lord Shiva is a qualitative incarnation of the Supreme Personality of God. So this is very important. So we need to understand the position of Lord Shiva. Sometimes we get this feeling that, oh, Lord Shiva, we can ignore. It's okay. Yeah, of course, we are Vaishnavas, so we only worship Lord Krishna. There is no doubt about that. But in terms of respecting, so all others, why only Lord Shiva? Everyone else, we need to have this respect. But sometimes out of whatever, little knowledge or whatever, some devotees even, take it very lightly. They sometimes, no, we don't want to worship in that sense, but we should respect all the demigods. Just why just Lord Shiva? Lord Shiva is, of course, see all the other. I mean, if you were to classify the entire beings, one is Vishnu Tattva. That means Lord Vishnu, Krishna, Vishnu, and all the other different, what do you call, incarnations and expansions of Lord Vishnu. All of that is Vishnu Tattva. Within that, there are different gradations. The Lord personally comes, then the Lord, some qualities of him come. There are some empowered. There are so many of these things, but all of them are Vishnu Tattvas, not empowered beings, but other than that, all Vishnu Tattvas. Then there is Jiva Tattva. That means those which are all living entities. That is all the other category, other than the Vishnu Tattvas, all the other. But there is just one more category which comprises of only one personality. That is Shiva Tattva. So, Lord Shiva is neither Vishnu Tattva nor Jiva Tattva. Lord Brahma onwards, everybody down below are Jiva Tattva. Lord Vishnu, Krishna and Vishnu, Krishna and all his expansions are all Vishnu Tattva. But only Lord Shiva is the only one who falls between these two. That means he's neither a Jiva nor the Supreme Personality of God. That means it's not an ordinary position to be in. So I have read that, what is the role of Lord Shiva? Actually, Krishna, he does not come in contact with material nature at all. But to come in contact with material nature, he manifested as Lord Shiva. That is his qualitative incarnation. And he came in contact with material nature, which is none other than the what do you call, the Prakriti. That means the feminine aspect of it. And then for that purpose of further that creation of this material world. So the Lord is not in touch with material world, but he is in touch with material world through his expansion as Lord Shiva for the, for his love for the jivas, that, I want to create this world. I want to maintain this world. I want to destroy this world. To facilitate again further enjoyment of these jivas, because they desire to be independent, enjoy independent of me. I am, even though I don't want to do it, because I know they suffer there in this place called Ashashvatam Dukkalayam, but they don't understand it. They are actually adamant. Therefore, unwillingly, with a lot of heavy heart, he's created this material world. And for that purpose, he has taken this incarnation as Lord Shiva to come and qualitative incarnation as Lord Shiva to facilitate this process. So that is the greatness of Lord Krishna. But at the same time, the position of Lord Shiva is also to be understood in that sense. So that is the first point that Prabhupada is talking about. And continuing with that, what he's saying, and therefore, since he is an qualitative incarnation, naturally he has the qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then this Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu is being quoted here particularly in this context again, because Lord Shiva does not either favor or does not discriminate between personalities. So that is the greatness of Lord Shiva. Now, if you earlier saw in that first initial whatever that accusation where he did not get up and because of which this what is his name? Daksha got angry. He made so many accusations. But if you really see, Lord Shiva never retorted at all. He just simply kept quiet. He did not start shouting back at him or saying, oh, what, you rascal, you know who you are, I am, what is my position, what is your position? And, after all, I am your son-in-law, and, I can trouble you more. Today, many people do such things, right? So, but such things are not in his mind at all. Being such an elevated personality, he simply keeps quiet. That is the greatness of Lord Shiva. He does not immediately take enmity to this Daksha, but he is quiet. Even in this instance, then it is actually Nandishwara, that means one of the associates of Lord Shiva, who gets angry. And then he starts accusing Daksha and his team that, how can you talk so ill of Lord Shiva? It is not Lord Shiva who speaks like that. It is only the Nandishwara who speaks. As a result, there is curse from both sides and all this is happening. But the mood of Lord Shiva is, in such a big assembly, someone is insulting him and he is supposed to be the head of all the demigods. But he does not take offense and he does not retort. He does not show his power and, do such things. So the great quality of a devotee is coming out here, and Lord Shiva is one of the Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu. So he is the highest Vaishnava. So therefore, that quality of Lord Shiva is coming out here in this entire Sati incidents. So that Prabhupada is actually glorifying that. 11, sorry. Okay. So he says, no one but you could be envious of Lord Shiva or be his enemy. So such a person who does not who does not actually celebrate enmity with anyone, but such a person, how is it that you are finding fault? How is it that you are envious of him? That is why you are doing this. So there is one pastime of Srila Prabhupada. I think I saw it recently. So one devotee was asking to Prabhupada, one disciple of Prabhupada is asking, why, this, when we are in service with all our devotees, we are always, we are in our devotee community, we see a lot of them. So he asks this question that, how is it that we are getting envious, this quality of enviousness, why are we within devotee community, why we are having this envy? So I think Prabhupada asked him a question, envious means what do you do? So then, Prabhupada was trying to go deeper into understanding what that enviousness is. So then it comes in that discussion that envy means is hatred. That, I have a deep hatred for the other person. That is why I am envying him, and that is why I am trying to find fault with him. I am trying to put him down. This envy is basically the root cause of this hatred. And Prabhupada says, in this world, devotees are the rare species. And why will we develop hatred to another devotee? The hatred should be towards the demons, not towards the devotees. So if we are able to develop that quality, then there is no question of envy amongst devotees. We should be able to appreciate, wow, what a great personality he is. But on the other hand, it is natural that, if you see that devotees feel someone else is singing better than the other, then we see, oh, he could have sung like this. They will make one. He would have sung so nicely, so many wonderful things. Everybody really clapped and were very happy. But they will find fault in something to say, oh, that he could have actually done it like this. If I were there, I would have done like that. They will say like this. Or when someone cooks nicely, someone appreciates, then they can't stand it. They will say, no, I also know to cook. I cook very well also. That day that Maharaj came and ate this like this. That's okay. Maharaj came and he appreciated. But today the other person is being appreciated. Why can't we also join and say, yes, that was very nice. You cooked very nicely. I don't have to immediately make a point that, I am also a good cook. When you are doing, someone else is appreciating you at that time, let it be, you be glorified. But this is a point of, we see many times, right? When sometimes we say we are not well, someone is talking, we go and see, I am not well. Then the other person, oh, I am also not well, and then he says, I had a lot of cough. Yeah, I also had a lot of cough. These things we see on a day-to-day aspect. This is there in our subconscious brain, that we are envious. Even in sickness, I want to say I have better sickness than you. This is the sad part of our envy, which is so deeply rooted. This is rooted in the fact that this is the cause of our coming down here. We were originally envious of the Supreme Personality of God. And that is reflecting in every activity of ours. And therefore, how we are able to take this envy out of ourselves, this is the practice of Krishna consciousness. Why we keep ourselves calling Dasa Anu Das, or we keep ourselves behind our name. This Das is given, or Dasi is given. That is given because we should understand I am a servant. I am not the master. I am the servant. I am the servant. I am the servant. I am the servant. This should get written in our head. This practice is the most important thing in devotional service. Everything else is automatic. Things will flow. But if we are able to develop this one quality of being submissive, like here, Lord Shiva, the greatest personality, but simply not retorting when he's being accused, insulted, like that. When that is, he's such a great personality like Lord Shiva, if he can be like that, how can we take a leaf out of that, his behavior? That is the journey of Krishna consciousness. Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sagishnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. That means how we should be, or at least the qualification of being a nice devotee, that one should be humbler than the blade of grass. Tarorapi Sagishnuna, tolerant than a tree. Because a tree, even if you are cutting, it does not retort. It gives shade and fruits from that same. He will be eating a fruit from the tree, but at the same time cutting it. But the tree does not, immediately retaliate. Oh, how can you cut me and you eat my fruit, or you take shelter under me? No. Trinadapi Sunichana, Tarorapi Sagishuna, Amanina Mana Denena. This is the other one. Amanina. That means I do not look for honor for myself. That, I should be respected. How come when I have said everybody should accept what I have said because I am a great personality? Amanina, mana denena. But at the same time, you give respect to the others. Whether they are younger or they are bigger or smaller or whatever it is, you give respect. Amanina, mana denena. In this mode, if you are able to do Harinama Sankirtan, then we will reach perfection. So this is the qualification given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That you can see in all the great devotees. Here, Lord Shiva's quality of the similar quality is being glorified by Srila Prabhupada. And of course, Sati is highlighting it and Srila Prabhupada is glorifying. And she's saying, and he's saying, no one but you could be envious of Lord Shiva or be his enemy. Other sages and learned Brahmanas were present, but they were not envious of Lord Shiva, although they were dependent on Daksha. So that is the other thing. Okay, there are sometimes the other people present there, they were not envious, but they were going along with Daksha. Now, sometimes power means this is what it is. Sometimes when there are powerful persons, even though the others don't agree with such powerful persons, but their hands are tied. At least they don't have the courage to stand up and say, hey, Daksha, you are doing something wrong. This is not accepted and we will not be part of it. This is not something that they are not able to say, but they are at least not envious of Lord Shiva, but Daksha is. This is what Sati is pointing out. The next verse is very important, where twice born Daksha, a man like you can simply find fault in the qualities of others. Lord Shiva, however, not only finds no faults with others' qualities, but if someone has a little good quality, he magnifies it greatly. Unfortunately, you have found fault with such a great soul. So this is taking it one step further. So she is pointing out you are a twice born Brahmana. So that is the next, okay, as we keep growing up in our spiritual life, how we should keep upgrading our qualities in Krishna consciousness. Brahmana is one, what do you call, one visible stage, okay, when someone is initiated for the second time, twice born, the second initiation is given as Brahmana initiation. That is the Dvija. So the expectation, therefore, for a Brahmana is to behave in a very, very refined manner. But that doesn't mean that, only if you're second initiated, you should behave first initiated, we can be bad. See, that second initiation is the formality. But if I am able to progress in the nice qualities, that is a different thing. Sometimes some devotees may not, for whatever reason, may not have been second initiated, but they will still be at a very real high quality, having all the Brahmanical qualities. So this is also there. This is what, of course, second initiation is a clear authorization by the spiritual master. But that doesn't mean the other devotee who's not second initiated, but also highly, refined, very, very good, highly elevated Krishna conscious person can also be there, and that can be applicable to everyone. That I don't have to wait to become a second initiated person to exhibit those qualities. I need to develop those qualities. That is important. Here Prabhupada is discussing about what are the higher nature of these dvijas, how they will behave, what they will do. So what he first says is, so he says, a dvija can actually discriminate between good and bad. That is the first thing, that he will be able to understand what is good, what is bad. That is just one aspect of it. That doesn't mean he is going to go condemning the bad. That is the other aspect of the great personalities. So first thing is they are able to discriminate because they are highly qualified. They are got good instructions from the spiritual master, and they are sincere disciples in the disciplic succession. That is clear. That is important. But the normal persons are not able to do that. And the other aspect which I said, no, while they can distinguish between good and bad, they really do not glorify the bad in people. This is the other most important aspect of these great personalities. While yes, they know this is good, this is bad, and they are seeing the bad in the other person, but they do not glorify the bad quality. So it's natural, right? When we see something wrong happening, wrong means something which may not be, not one of the greatest exhibition of qualities. We immediately bounce on that. right? And then try to pull down that person using that one particular instance that, he or she did like this. And therefore, I will use that to pull down. That is again, the root cause is enviousness, or to somehow put myself on top of that person to say, no, I am better than that person. This quality is always there. See, this is embedded in our head so badly. No, and all jivas. It is always. No, I see sometimes when we talk about, there are times when there is a discussion, or glorifying a spiritual master or whatever. But sometimes we relate everything to us, to somehow bring it that, I am so great. You can see the convey, when you are glorifying on the Vyasa Puja day of the spiritual master. Sometimes we, without knowing, we see the talk of us is more than about the spiritual master. Of course, we put that thing, no, he did like this for me. But majority of that is about me talking about myself, how this was, and then how he helped me or he did something like that. But the glorification is on me. Somehow in the subconscious mind, this is always there. And this is very, very subtle and most difficult to overcome. But from, lessons from Srimad Bhagavatam, from the life of great devotees, this is what we need to see. I will talk about one instance. Once Prabhupada was very angry. He was shouting at, something was not organized properly. He was really upset. What is this? You people are doing this. There's no nice way of doing. He was very upset. He was shouting. Some person, I don't know, maybe he's not still very knows Prabhupada so very well that he's the head of this institution. He says, Swamiji, why are you getting tension? Please chant Hare Krishna. Because Swamiji says, no, everybody chant Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna. Just imagine Prabhupada, he's the head, he's the founder Acharya. He's just there and he's organizing things and he's actually commander and he's commanding everyone, hey, why is this not going well? Come on, do this correctly. So much things he was doing. And someone comes and tells me, Prabhu, Swamiji, please don't take tension. Please chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada immediately, he did not take offense. Hey, how come this, what do you call, Kanishta, come and tell me, I am such an elevated personality. I am the, I am the Uttama Adhikari. How come that he is coming and giving me instruction, you chant Hare Krishna? Prabhupada simply immediately took out his chanting bag and started chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Just you see the quality of Srila Prabhupada. He did not discriminate, oh, this man is such a Kanishta Adhikari, how can he give me an instruction? So, this is spontaneous. He did not think twice about this. Immediately, we immediately start looking sharply at that person. Later, sometimes common sense may prevail and then we will smile and then we may do something. But Prabhupada was spontaneous. Immediately, he took out his chanting band and started. So now the point there we need to understand is Prabhupada was not angry in the first place. Because if I am angry, I will not be able to behave like this. You can understand psychology, logic, right? If I am angry I am in outraged situation, we know in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, right, when you are angry, then you are out of your senses. That means you become mad. So when you become mad, how can you act sensibly? You cannot. But Prabhupada's action was external, not internal. Internally, he was very peaceful. Otherwise, I can give it in writing. When I am in a rage, I cannot immediately switch over and act like this. Because that means Prabhupada was externally looking angry, but internally he was always in a balanced state of affairs. That is why he could immediately do this. But there is one more proof like this for that. Once there was in Japan or somewhere, this Prabhupada and the rest of some of his devotees, they had traveled from one country to another country. It is so that, in that country, if you started at 12 in the midnight, let's say, when you land in the other country, or rather, you start from the starting country, let's say at 10 o'clock or something, the night. So in the reaching country, it has already become 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. So maybe 1 hour or 2 hour travel, whatever it is, but it became 2 o'clock in that time frame. So effectively, he did not have that 6 hours time to sleep. In 2 hours, it became 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. So Prabhupada lie down, everybody lie down. And Prabhupada, whenever he goes to whichever country or whichever place, he changes his watch to set it according to that local time. So he set it up at 3 o'clock, whatever time he landed, be there. And then exactly at 4 o'clock, he got up. I mean, that country is 4 o'clock. And effectively, he didn't even sleep for 2 hours or 2.5 hours. So he got up and he got ready for his walk, and there was his disciples were all sleeping. So because they are tired, they had come and they need that 6 hours sleep or whatever. So Prabhupada is actually getting angry and he's saying, "Where is so and so? Where is so and so? He's sleeping. Now, what is he sleeping?" He gets angry. He shouts at, and then this is what you people don't understand. You are not serious in Krishna consciousness. You are just interested in sleeping. All these things, and he goes for his walk. And then one devotee feels so bad. How come, Prabhupada is very upset with me. I have offended my spiritual master. Therefore, I feel so miserable, like that he was feeling. And he was seeing how I can actually please Srila Prabhupada, that I have offended him, how I can please him. So he takes one nice rose and then he's waiting outside for Prabhupada. After his morning walk, he comes back. So he's waiting there. Prabhupada comes. And then he, in a very, very, in a very uncomfortable state, he just goes and hands over this flower to Srila Prabhupada and says, "Prabhupada, here, please accept this flower." Prabhupada receives that flower and he beams, smiling so nicely, which is like when Prabhupada smiles, you would have all seen many pictures of Prabhupada. He drowns the whole world with that smile. He smiles and it became so mercy that was flowing like that. And the devotee felt very happy. Then he said, "Prabhupada, sorry, I actually offended you and you got angry because of that." And Prabhupada said, "Angry? Me? I got angry with you?" He smiles and says that. He says, "No, I never get angry at you at all. But I may act like that just for this, that so that you understand that it is wrong. But I am never angry with any of you." So this is the mood of Srila Prabhupada. So these great personalities, Uttamadhikaris, they are never, never envious of anyone. They do not look down upon anyone. Neither do they find fault. Here Sati is continuing to say, okay, they don't find fault, but at the same time, actually they look for that good quality. Even though the person has got 99% bad qualities, he looks for that one good quality and magnifies it so much. That is what Prabhupada has been doing all his initial stages with all his disciples. Everybody had so many negative qualities, but he looked at that one good quality that devotee had for Krishna consciousness, and he will fan that quality so nicely. He will appreciate that so much that person feels so happy. Oh, I'm such a wretched person, but here Prabhupada is actually talking about this good quality of me, and he will try to do more of that good quality. This is how they pick up and they grow. And all leaders, all preachers should have this in mind, that I should always look to see the good in others, not the bad in others. Bad, yes, all of us are bad. Why? What is so great about it? We are all bad. I mean, I'm talking about myself personally. 99.99% everything is bad. But that 1%, if someone is able to appreciate, then I will try and improve on that 0.1%, and it will become 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 1%, 2%, 3%. So this is the greatness of all the leaders, that we should look at the good qualities of people and try to fan that good quality, because that quality will make that person a nice Vaishnava. This is the most important thing. And this example given of Lord Shiva giving a benediction to one demon. This demon, what's his name? Bhasmasura. His name is Bhasmasura. So he asked for a boon that whosoever head I touch, that Prabhupada is writing, it should become detached from the head. I have read elsewhere that it is like it should burn down. That head, that person should burn down. Bhasma, it should become Bhasma, like that. So Lord Shiva, naturally, once you think, hey, why are you taking this boon for destruction? I will not give that boon. He does not think like that. He says, oh, he's a devotee. He's asking for it. Maybe he will refrain. He gives that boon. But this demon, see, after getting the boon, he's doubtful whether this will work or it will not work. Whether this boon that Lord Shiva has given, whether it will work or not work. I want to test it. And such a great demon he is, he says, I will test it in Lord Shiva himself. So he tries to therefore go and touch Lord Shiva's head. And Lord Shiva keeps running. And this fellow keeps chasing him. So that is the small instance which Prabhupada has written, that Lord Shiva saw the great quality of this he did not see the negative, he saw the positive, and then he gave him. That's why he's called Ashutosh. That means one who can be pleased very easily. Such a great person, but Daksha is finding fault with him. And Sati is highlighting that to Daksha and says, this is wrong. Your mood of blaspheming Lord Shiva, insulting him is very wrong. And once we do this, what happens is, this is the mad elephant offense, they call it, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has warned against this very, very strongly, that don't do Vaishnava Aparad. If you do Vaishnava Aparad, whatever little devotion you have got, that will be uprooted from the bottom. Then we will lose our taste for devotional service. We will lose our taste for chanting. We will lose our taste for Krishna consciousness. So sometimes it's okay. Even sometimes, I'm having a big argument, I'm fighting, and I am right. But if it's a devotee, better to be cautious, not try to, okay, let it be, no? So what? I am right, he's wrong. But he's not letting go. Let it be. I will just bow down. I will say, okay, Prabhu, you are right. Let me go on with it. Some services, sometimes when we have services and all, we have this intense discussion, sometimes some intense fights. Okay, in management, certain things are required, but that ability to balance both of it, not offensively looking at it like that Prabhupada incidents where externally he's angry, but internally he has got nothing against that devotee. If we are able to show that mercy, that love, I'll just, it's time now. I'll just say one story of Jayapataka Maharaj. I mean, these are things which great devotees exhibit, and this is for us to learn from that. So I'm impressed seeing the things. There was once Jayapataka Maharaj was there in one public forum, and one of his disciples, for whatever reason, he is fried in life or something, and he goes there. I don't know whether it is disciple or his god brother, but it has happened even with this disciple, I know. But in this specific case, I'm not exactly able to remember whether it is god brother or disciple, whichever it is. He goes and shouts at Jayapataka Maharaj like anything in that public forum. Everybody is there. And other disciples are trying to stop him. Don't do this. Don't, it's not good manners that in front of everybody you shout at this, like one of the great personalities, Prabhupada's senior disciple like this. But Jayapataka Maharaj stops them. Don't let him finish whatever he wants to say. And he really goes really banging. Wow, you did this, like this. Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj, he simply sits, listens to all of that. And then after everything is over, he says, are you done with it? Are you now feeling little comfortable? Is all your whatever anger out of you? He says, yes. Then he asks his disciples, please take him, give him nice prasadam, and make him comfortable. That mood of such great personalities, it's not easy to do it in real time situation. We get immediately perturbed. We get immediately, our ego is hurt. We start banging him, saying that, I have to prove that I am the greatest here like this. But great Vaishnavas here, it's not easy to get these qualities, but we need to be mindful, and over a period of time, we will achieve that. See, that is the journey of Krishna consciousness. It's not like one day, otherwise it's superficial also. But at the same time, I can't be saying, okay, I will get it in the 10th Janma. No, I need to strive for it every day and night, and over a period of time, I will get it. But this information that is there in Srimad Bhagavatam, it's all gem. Once we understand it, then we can practice it. First, if we don't even understand it, there's no question of practicing it. So I will end it here. If there are any questions, any comments, welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavad Pranam. Hare Krishna. Dandavad Pranam. So thanks for nectarian class and the position of Lord Shiva and Jivatma and where we are actually and how we have to take it seriously, this Krishna consciousness, and the details are very nice. Thanks.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, so if I'm sorry if there's sometimes when we speak, we may speak out of enthusiasm, but if there is something which I said which is very hard or harsh, please forgive me. But it is more out of the enthusiasm to speak something that it would have nothing to hurt anyone or anybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. We will end the session.